And welcome back to everyone, Wrestling and to another edition of Raw out of 10. And yeah, big show today because of course WrestleMania is getting ever closer, and we got some big matches on the card, including the number one contenders match to determine who would face Gunther at WrestleMania. But we started things off with Drew McIntyre, and he was doing his best trolling job while attempting to spin his narrative, insisting he does not need the Bloodline to help him win matches, before Seth Rollins interrupts and essentially called him a liar before telling him his number one contender that he is capable of handling multiple things at once, including defending his title at WrestleMania just one night after teaming with Cody Rhodes to battle The Rock and Roman Reigns. He wrapped up the promo by attempting to goad McIntyre into losing his temper by telling him that he was the least of his problems, minimising him and diminishing the significance of his title opportunities. This was a strong psychological work from both men, looking to get in each other's head. After weeks of McIntyre succeeding, it went round to Rollins, who attacked the weakness of his own opponent, which of course is ego. But moving on into Becky Lynch against Liv Morgan. Lynch and Morgan tore the house down in the night's first match. Morgan continues to tell the story of a competitor whose frustration has been intensified by her inability to score the elusive big time victory. She had several opportunities to knock off the man and move closer to a WrestleMania match, even if it was not the one she values against Rhea Ripley. The resilient Lynch fought for her opponent and delivered the manhandle slam for the victory. After the match, Ripley hit the ring, bypassing Morgan and confronting her Mania opponent. Mammy talked trash about Lynch, who warned the women's champion she is unstoppable against her. This was great. It continued the evolution of Morgan as both an in-ring worker and her character, and of course continued the rivalry, which is going to be one of the main marquees at WrestleMania. So yeah, 7 out of 10. Before, in a pre-tape segment, Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis revealed that Finn Balor and Damian Priest will defend their undisputed tag team titles against 5 other teams in a 6-pack match at WrestleMania, and they will have qualifying matches, which yeah, sounds like an interesting format and could be chaos. So looking forward to that. Sorry for not getting a one-on-one versus Miz and Truth and Judgment Day though. But there we go. But back in the ring, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell squared off against Nala and Dupree. There was little to this match, but it was an excuse to further turn LeRae heel. She criticised Dupree for attempting a backward worm and told her the women in the locker room hate her more than the fans do. She also referenced Dupree's late brother. Dupree worked in a big boot from Hartwell. He won the match. If nothing else, it's a great way to build sympathy for Dupree as an underdog. It may work, but LeRae was great here as she tore into the Alpha Academy underdog, which yeah, kind of an interesting story, one that I didn't see coming, but one that definitely had intrigue, so I'm not going to complain about it. And yeah, kind of intrigued where it goes, so I'll give it 6 out of 10. Amid all of the talk about The Rock, the twists and the turns of the road to WrestleMania, the partnership between Seth Rollins and the internet movement, Cody Rhodes joined Michael Cole for an emotional in-ring interview, reminding of what he's fighting for at Mania. He dismissed the question about his ability to trust Rollins as his tag partner, and then teared up. He talked about the fans and family who he will battle for when he faces Roman Reigns. It was excellent. There was a story of someone getting his anger out before WrestleMania, but also a man who has managed to cultivate audiences and get him to this position. He feels real and relatable, and that was fully all that's on display here. Before it's time for the women's tag title match, Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark versus the Kabuki Warriors. Damage Control continues to roll Monday night as Dakota Kai further established herself as the brains of the group, assisting Kyrie and Asuka in successfully defending their titles. The match was decent, with Baszler and Sane showcasing their chemistry. And that one made their feud the hottest in NXT. Stark also showed out and continues to prove herself as one of the most unsung stars of the women's division. It made sense for Damage Control to pick up the win given a high stakes match with Bayley at WrestleMania, but not one to be hard pressed to find out about if those teams could run it back at WrestleMania, because yeah, I'd definitely love to see it. So yeah, on the whole, it gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Like I say, good stuff. I think it's all leading towards that Bayley match as well. Good heel thinking. Yeah, good stuff. Before it's time for R-Truth versus Damian Priest. Priest thwarted the challenge of R-Truth Monday night, capitalising on a well-timed appearance from the Judgment Day teammates Finn Balor and JD McDonagh to put his rival away with a South of Haven. Midway through the match, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa of DIY made their presence felt in support of Truth, but all three babyfaces felt the wrath of the infuriated faction to close out the segment. It was harmless fun and continued the position of DIY as one of the biggest threats to the tag titles, and it ensured that Truth and the Judgment Day war was far from over. So yeah, gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Good stuff. Big big win for Damian Priest, and of course I think we're going to see more of it at WrestleMania, be the main story running for it. So yeah, looking forward to that still. Before Jey Uso made no times making his intentions clear for WrestleMania, wanting a one-on-one match with his twin brother Jimmy, it was a right response to what we'd seen in recent weeks, where Jimmy was repeatedly cost his sibling high-profile victories, seemingly unwilling to allow him to achieve success without him by his side. We've seen sibling rivalries with the Harts and the Hardys before. While these two matches closely resembles remains to be seen, but it should be one of the more emotional contests on the card. And I think both these really have such star quality, so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing where it goes. I feel like it could be one of the sleeper hits on the cards with all the storytelling angles in there as well. So yeah, definitely looking really a lot to it. But moving on then to our main event, and that was the gauntlet match for the IT title shot. Sami Zayn outlasted 5 other competitors to cash his ticket to WrestleMania and dethrone Gunther. The Underground The Unresolved from the Underground knocked off Gable, Nakamura, Reed, Ricochet and McDonough after enjoying a free crawling contest within the match. This will come as a surprise to some who wanted Gable to win with his story, but Zayn's had an equally emotional journey to prove he can be champion, regardless of whether it's Zayn or Gable. Either outcome delivered a really interesting angle the show shows. Zayn as an underdog, and yeah, the way he'll fight back against Gunther could be similar to Rocky, and I think also will lead to an interesting question over what happens to Chad Gable, because you feel he will definitely play a major part. So yeah, 7 out of 10, great ending, great match, and definitely some intriguing questions to be asked. But overall, Raw this week gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Like I said, a really solid episode of Raw. I think Raw keeps delivering on the road to WrestleMania. So many intriguing matches being set up on the show. And yeah, I think there's definitely still a few more bumps on the road before we get to WrestleMania. And like I said, that's going to really add interest. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on our socials. Link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.